Welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I'm Autrik Vox, and now that the Crystal Gems are on Homeworld, anything could happen. We are in a very critical moment in the series. Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, they spent the last 5 seasons, and by extension the last 5,000 years, escaping Homeworld, resisting everything Homeworld and the Diamond Authority has stood for. But now they're back, and personally, I find that more interesting than Steven's mission to talk to White Diamond. Mostly because we know that's going to go wrong. But with the Crystal Gems, their actions could leave a serious impact on Homeworld and their society. But the thing is, they're still fugitives. While they're definitely not at the top of Homeworld's priorities, I'd find it weird if they didn't have to answer for their crimes. As we talked about, Rebecca Sugar and Ian JQ recently went on the Steven Universe podcast and gave us some insight on what to expect on these upcoming episodes. Ian JQ teasing now that the Crystal Gems have been tested internally between each other, they're going to be tested in a new way, an external force testing them.
Now that they've gone through this trial, you'll see basically them get tested in a new way that we've never seen before.
That's the question. Yeah, I mean, we're on Homeworld.
We're on Homeworld. What does that mean to them?
What is that going to mean for everybody?
Specifically,
right.
These gems who so much of their experience is defined by
getting away from Homeworld.
Yes.
What does it mean to go back there? You know, there's a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah, these episodes are huge. I can't wait for people to see them.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on and talking to me.
Thanks for having us.
How will they survive on Homeworld? Well, I believe there's a clear path in front of us. One that'll put the Crystal Gems to the test, while also advancing the story and giving us a better understanding of Homeworld. And that's a scenario where the Crystal Gems go on trial. And there's quite a few factors that allude to such a thing happening. Before we dive in, shout out to MikeCatSU for creating this amazing thumbnail. You can find him and his amazing artwork on Twitter and Tumblr. I'll link both in the description. While I previously speculated the Crystal Gems could be pardoned, excused for their crimes against Homeworld because they're associated with Pink Diamond, Homeworld could still devise a compelling case against them. Such as, even though they were allied with Pink Diamond, besides Pearl, they were unaware they were working with Pink Diamond. And because of Steven's explanation to Yellow and Blue, should they explain the situation to White Diamond, Homeworld knows that the Crystal Gems were intentionally rebelling against Homeworld. Not only that, but the Rubies, Aquamarine, Topaz, they're all on Homeworld. And if they ever plan on showcasing these characters again, now would be the perfect time. Now, if you ask me, if Rose Quartz got a trial after shattering a diamond, then the Crystal Gems would definitely get their own trial before facing punishment, and I do believe all 3 of them would get tested at once. This would also allow us to see Blue and Yellow Zircon again, whose fates were left up in the air after striking a nerve with Yellow Diamond. I mentioned the possibility of all these returning gems because even though Garnet and arguably Amethyst, although she had no part in the war, were deceived by Pink Diamond, their encounters with the Rubies, Aquamarine, and Topaz were all of their own accord, especially since Rose Quartz was out of the picture by this point, so the Pink Diamond defense can only get them so far. Of course, at this current point in time, Homeworld doesn't know that, but the Diamonds are under the impression that for one reason or another, Pink Diamond can't access her memories beyond a certain point. And technically, they're correct. While Steven is a different personality from his mother entirely, they still share the same gemstone. The data that was Pink Diamond, Rose Quartz, her memories are gone. Although Yellow does believe they're in there somewhere, but that's an entirely different discussion. And we saw Jungle Moon, we saw Can't Go Back. They are still in there, but Steven's lack of Pink Diamond's memories can also put the Crystal Gems in a very compromising situation. Because then Yellow Zircon can make the argument that if Pink Diamond doesn't have her memories, then the Crystal Gems have been pressuring her, brainwashing her into committing these heinous acts. The Crystal Gems have successfully turned a diamond against their own kind. We know that's not true, but it can definitely be spun around into such a light, which is horrifying. And you may be thinking, well, Yellow and Blue don't seem to mind the Crystal Gems at this current point in time. They know Steven, or Pink Diamond, values the Crystal Gems. So why would they put them on trial? Well, it may not be their decision, but White Diamond's. Something that stuck out to many fans when the trial first aired, that was also showcased in commercials for the Steven Universe Wanted event, were the 3 corners of a courtroom. There's a path for yellow, a path for blue, and a path for white. The obvious implications that yellow diamond, blue diamond, and white diamond all have seats in the courtroom, and that they're all capable of attending trials. While we're still not sure of White Diamond's intentions with Steven, she may want to have a chat with Pink Diamond's friends. White Diamond has always thought to be the personification of everything Homeworld stands for, which I believe is a fair assessment. Thus, White could be the one to order a trial. Steven would somehow get involved. Although he's not the one on trial, he can still vouch for his friends. But as we saw at the end of Legend of Homeworld, White Diamond seems to be very dismissive, which would add more attention to the situation. Imagine Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl just being grilled for the events throughout the series. And every time Steven tries to speak up, providing a solid explanation for everything, he's disregarded by the jury and frequently overruled. Something set up in Legend of Homeworld that we didn't really get a chance to see was Yellow and Blue's willingness to back up Pink Diamond. They were ready to take the fall. They're prepared to talk to White Diamond and persuade her to go easy on Pink. What better way to finally see this come to fruition than Yellow and Blue having to defend the Crystal Gems, attempting to downplay the actions of those who detest everything the diamonds are just to please Pink Diamond. And this could present the Crystal Gems with an easy out, that Yellow and Blue are able to cut them a sweet deal. If the Crystal Gems simply apologize for their actions, White Diamond will excuse them, and they'll be able to carry on as if nothing ever happened. But here's the thing, we all saw the heart of the Crystal Gems arc. We saw Reunited. The Crystal Gems are proud of who they are. Everything they've just been through would mean nothing if they apologized for it, if they apologized for being themselves. Would they say sorry, or would they put their foot down and refuse? Causing Steven to intervene before somebody gets hurt. The inclusion of Homeworld Gems would also be able to further various plot lines. With the Rubies present, they'll be able to recap their mission and escapades to retrieve Jasper, which could lead to Amethyst and Steven revealing that, Jasper's corrupted. Finally bringing our favorite corrupted doggo back to the surface. Aquamarine could explain her experience attempting to capture the humans for the zoo. And depending how deep that conversation goes, we could further Topaz's character arc, wanting to be a permafusion all the time. How deep down, Topaz resents Homeworld. That she's tired of being sent on these miserable missions. How there's always someone between her two components. And if things go awry, Topaz could become a very valuable asset, but that's for another discussion. Ultimately, there are countless of scenarios for how things could go down, but I believe holding a trial for all three Crystal Gems would be the most effective from a storytelling standpoint. It would be able to reunite all these characters throughout the last few seasons, all these plot points. It would allow for conversation. For example, Garnet would likely be tried for being a permafusion. This would give Garnet a chance to directly ask all the present diamonds what's wrong with that. Amethyst is overcooked, yet she's still a very capable gem. If you remember, Bismuth was impressed with Amethyst's whip. So again, she could ask, what's the problem with that? Pearl developed herself to be more than just a slave. She's a fighter, a fast thinker, and ultimately, while she was still following her diamond, she was also able to grow into her own. What's wrong with that? This could be the breaking point of Homeworld's current standards, the event that begins to change everything in the long run. And if things go from bad to worse, there's a little nugget of hope to rescue everybody. But we'll talk about that at a later time. There's a lot of hypocrisy the diamonds can be called out for. Imagine their genocidal tendencies getting called into question. Why do they need to colonize planets? Why did Blue Diamond get away with being an emotional sad sack for the last few thousand years? And even before then, were the diamonds doing much? I know a lot of people have interpreted Blue Diamond's dialogue and can't go back a multitude of different ways. But bottom line, she did tell Pink Diamond that she barely has to do anything. That as a diamond, she just has to smile and wave. Are the diamonds truly pulling their weight? Or are they letting everyone else do the work for them because they're so powerful? Truly, an event like this can bring a lot to light, and I really hope it happens. I hope you guys are inclined to hope for such an event as well. As always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. Do you believe the Crystal Gems could go on trial? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts directly to me at AwestruckVox, or at The Roundtable on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Roundtable Vids. If you want to help the Roundtable grow, support us on Patreon. Get access to exclusive perks, and your name could be at the end of the video. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please sure to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications to stay in the loop with all things Steven. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. AwestruckVox, out.